What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So in this video, I wanted to talk to you about how to build a credit card empire. Very simple, and it's something that people really want to do, is build something that, they can basically cover all of their spending and get the most out of their credit card. So we're going to get into that in just a second. Before I start, make sure you hit the like button on this video. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos just like this one. And remember that I do a giveaway every single week. So if you want to know about that giveaway, make sure you stick around to the end of the video to hear all about it. And also, I just created a TikTok, which I'm really getting into. You can see another side of me to where, I may dance, I may do all types of things on there. So it's just like Instagram as well. I post on Instagram. So follow me on all those areas. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. So building an empire is very tough. Building a credit card empire is extremely tough. And the reason being is because people don't know where to start. And sometimes they'll get to that starting point and then they don't know where to go from there. And that's really what I wanted to get into, was how to, one, start, and two, how to grow after you start, how to move along after you start. Because some people take the wrong steps and then they're basically, in limbo somewhere, I guess. So first, let's just talk about what you must know before you start building your credit card empire. One, you must know your credit score inside and out. Seriously, you must know everything about your credit score, what impacts your credit score, what's going to change after you apply for a card. You need to know all of these things. If you want to go into Credit Karma, you can get the 6 things that affect your credit, and then you'll basically know what's a high impact to your credit, what's a low impact to your credit, what do you really need to do as far as building your credit score, as far as applying for a card, and what will happen to that credit score. So know your credit score inside and out, know what it is, know how it will change, all of that stuff. That's one thing that you need to do. The next thing is you actually need to know your spouse's information as well. The reason being is because she may apply for cards that you don't want to apply for. You don't really want to have the same cards unless you both want to capture a bonus or something. But you still need to know your wife or husband's credit score, because of the fact that they need to be able to apply for credit cards as well. If they don't want to do it, then you don't really need to know everything about it, but you need to know what impacts it. So once you know what impacts yours, you're going to know what impacts theirs, and then you're going to be able to apply for cards here and there. One can be an authorized user, another one can be an authorized user, whatever you have to do in order to work that out. But know both of your credit scores. Also, you need to know the rules of the credit card companies. Every single rule of the credit card companies, whether Chase has a 524 rule, whether Amex has a once-in-a-lifetime bonus rule, like, you need to know all of these things that will impact what happens, what will be the outcome of, you applying for that card. Will you be able to capture the bonus? Will you be able to apply for the card and not get denied, even though you may have an 800 credit score? It all depends on what you know about the rules and how the rules apply to your situation. So make sure you know all of the rules. Another thing is you also need to know your monthly spending on credit cards. And I want to be specific and specify that it has to be only on credit cards. Like, you think about all of the things that you don't pay with credit cards, like your mortgage, which you can eventually do if you wanted to capture a bonus, but let's leave that aside. Your mortgage, some gas companies and electric companies charge a fee where you don't want to have to pay that fee. You can still use a credit card. If you have any loan payments or whatever, you can't use a credit card for that. If you have a car, if you have a lease, you can't pay your car lease or your car payment with a credit card. So know exactly what your monthly spending will be on your credit card, and even take it to another point or another level to where you budget for everything. You know all of your stuff. If you've never budgeted before, then make sure you research some videos. Maybe I'll create another budget video. The one that I created was way back when, and yes, it's still a good video, but it doesn't break down how to physically budget. So maybe I'll create a budget video in the future sometime. But that's what you need to know. You need to know all of those things: your credit score, your spouse's credit score, the rules of the credit card companies, and then also what your spending will be on credit cards before you get into the credit card game. Now, before I get into the next piece on, how to build this whole empire, make sure you hit the like button on this video. That helps me out a lot. It seriously does. Hit the like button any chance you can. So with this credit card empire, I'm assuming that you already have your first card. You have a secured card, or, the Capital One Quicksilver or the Discover card. You have your first card already in place. That's what I'm looking for. It could be your first or second card. Now you want to know exactly where you need to go from here. Now, there's two roads you can take. Two roads that some people kind of regret each way that they take. So I'm going to go through those two roads, and then I'm also going to give you some of the negatives or cons you can see out of those roads, and whichever one you prefer, then you can go with that one. So you have the low to high road when it comes to tier system. You have the high to low road when it comes to a tier system. It's very simple, but both of them have their flaws. When I talk about low to high, I mean cards with no annual fees all the way up to cards that have a high annual fee. And then obviously high to low is cards that have a high annual fee down to a low annual fee. And why would you say that these are two paths? Why wouldn't you just think of credit cards as credit cards? Because it really does matter how your financial situation is. Everything about your situation, it really does matter which way you can go and how you can maximize points for your situation. So let's go ahead and start with low to high cards. These are cards that you're going to start with no annual fee cards, like the Wells Fargo Propel card, like the Wells Fargo Cashwise card, like the Chase Freedom card. You're going to have a bunch of different cards in there that you can apply for that will be $0 annual fee, and then you can start moving your way up as you do that. So you move up to a $95 annual fee card, then you can get maybe the Hilton Honor Surpass card at a $95 annual fee. You can get the Chase Sapphire Preferred card at a $95 annual fee. You can get, then you can move up after that. You can get the Amex Green card at $150. Then you can get the Amex Gold card at $250, and then the Platinum and the Sapphire Reserve. Like, that's what you want to do, is move up that ladder in this type of system. And it helps you out in a big way because, one, you're not spending a ton of money on annual fees right from the start. You're getting your knowledge, but it does have its flaws. And let's go ahead and get into that. First, you're not going to be able to capture all of the bonuses. You're not, because what's going to happen is you're going to get to a point to where you hit a wall for Chase, which is called 524, and you cannot apply for another card. They will deny you for the card and the bonus. And that wouldn't be a good deal for you, because then you won't be able to get the card that you really wanted with the higher bonuses and more value to them, right? That's what really is a huge flaw about going low to high, because you're applying for all of these cards in the lower levels, especially if you're trying to grow in a short period of time, maybe like a year or 2 years. You're really pushing the boundaries when it comes to Chase. You're not going to be able to apply for those cards at all. Now, that kind of goes into the second piece, the second flaw, which is Chase. I mean, you have to wait a long time in order to get a Chase card, and most of you probably wouldn't get a Chase card at all because of the fact that it's taken so much time to be able to wait 2 years or wait a certain amount of months in order to get another Chase card. Like, if you applied for all of your cards in the first month, then literally you have to wait 2 years in order to get a Chase card, because you applied for all of your cards in the first month, you got accepted for all of your cards in the first month, and then now you have to wait. As long as you're pretty much over 524, if you applied for all of those cards, then you're going to have to wait so long in order to get a Chase card, which means you're not going to get a Chase card. That's the kind of situation that I was in. I mean, I'm forced to get cards that give me normal spending categories. So when it came to the point to where I seen a Chase card that had a normal spending category, like the Freedom card, I would like to have that, or the Ink cards, I can't get approved for those because of the fact that I apply for so many other cards that have normal spending categories. So it's my fault, but obviously my wife can apply for any cards that she wants to, because she takes her time with applying for cards. But that's the issue, is you won't be able to apply for these cards. You won't be able to get any of these cards. It's going to take a longer time, and no one wants to wait for that. And the last thing that I have on here is you actually can't maximize your bonus. And when I say maximize your bonus, you're probably thinking, oh, they only offer one bonus. How can you not maximize it if you're offered the bonus? If you look at Amex, Amex has multiple offers out there. Even when we were looking at the green card, I mean, they had a 35K, 40K, 45K, I believe. And, they have multiple offers out there on the table. And if they have all of these offers on the table, you can't get targeted for these offers. So like the Platinum card, if you're a new person to Amex and you don't have any Amex cards, then what are they going to do? They're going to advertise this 100K bonus to you or 75K bonus to you because you haven't had an Amex card before. And that's what they want. They want new people. They want all of the new users to come over to their platform. And you're not going to be able to do that if you start out with a lower card, because you're moving up in Amex. You're moving up from the Blue Cash preferred card, or the Blue Cash everyday card, to the preferred card, to the green card, to the gold card, and then to the platinum card. And you're only getting a 60,000 point bonus for the platinum card, when you could have gotten 100K or 75K or whatever they offered you. So that's something that you miss out on. Now, when it comes to Chase, I don't believe they offer any different bonuses. The bonuses stay the same, but you're going to be losing out on some of the Amex offers that you could have gotten. So that's definitely a flaw. So now let's get into high to low. High to low is very simple, but it can be deadly. So the first thing that's a negative with high to low is the fact that you have high annual fees. Very high annual fees if you wanted to start really high. Like if you're starting with the Amex Platinum card, getting that, I don't know, 75K offer, 100K offer, whatever they offer you, whatever they target you for, you're going to be paying $550. Same thing with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. You're going to be paying $550. And yes, you get a lot of value out of it, but you don't have experience in using those credit cards. So you have to really learn on the fly there. And it tends to be a lot, because obviously you're paying a lot of money in annual fees. Just getting those two cards will be over $1,000. So it could be high annual fee. That could be a lot of stress. Also, it could be overwhelming. It could be very overwhelming to have all of those annual fees and really worry about maximizing your spend because of the fact that you have annual fees. And that's something that you do not want to do, is be overwhelmed, because then you end up spending in different areas, and you're like, oh, I really want to meet this spend, or I want to make sure I spend this much in a certain category in order to maximize that. But then again, if you're spending in a category that you don't necessarily need, you're overspending, and then your money is going downhill versus how much you're spending on your credit card. So it just tends to be more complicated and more overwhelming to the normal person to start high to low. But if you are skilled and you know about credit cards and you've been researching them for a long time, then it makes sense for you to get all these credit cards and go high to low. But that can be something that's huge. Also, it's a higher possibility of accumulating debt. It seriously is, because you're starting out, let's say, with a $550 annual fee, and it comes as a statement credit. You don't pay it right when you get the card. Like, they're not going to sit here and pull your debit card and say, you have to pay this annual fee. They're going to apply it to your statement. And then you're going to notice that you have $550 more on your statement balance. So you're like, oh, you know what? I'll pay off everything but the annual fee. And then now you have a balance sitting in there, and you're paying interest on that balance. And then it starts to accumulate, starts to move. And you have all of these other cards that also have an annual fee that you're doing the same thing for. Now you have a lot of debt that you have to pay off. It's just a lot to deal with. Make sure that you understand your situation and if you could pay off that annual fee, because it can be deadly, seriously can. So those are the two areas, those are the two paths that you could take. I would say you can either start with like a higher tier card, not something that's the highest tier card. Like start with the gold card if you wanted to start high to low, or if you're starting low to high, start with the Wells Fargo Propel card, or start with, something that gives you a lot of value so you can move up from there. If I had a better way of doing it, I would have done the gold card and then moved to, obviously if the green card was out, I would have got that, but I would have went really high to low. Instead, I went high to low in a rapid pace. Both of these methods are really good. It just depends on your situation. Choose one and run with it, and make sure you're prepared for any of the negatives that could come with going that route, I guess. But that's my video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button on this video. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos just like this one. And I do a giveaway every single week. So all you have to do in order to enter that giveaway is comment on this video, like this video, and also be subscribed to both of my YouTube channels. This one, Matthew Perry channel, and also the Perry Experience channel. If you subscribe to both of those, then you'll get one ticket in the hat. But if you want multiple tickets, then comment on multiple videos. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to get out of here. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.